Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good evening. So right now I'm going to do some league battles, and this time I'm going to be using a slightly different squad and then also a different skin altogether. And I'll actually cover those at the end of this video because I think it just makes more sense to hop right into battles and then we'll explain some stuff along the way. So let's hop right in. Okay, and we're going to continue on with that other format with just going through the battles and explaining more stuff at the end of them. I might sprinkle some stuff along the way too. So right now I'm just going for one board clears, trying to clear out some of the stronger heroes that are going to be in the way. Got rid of the Aharon first turn, got rid of the Shaolin the second turn, got rid of the Yoster third turn. And at this point, let's see if we do that, that might work. Gonna block the Charn now because I don't want to give them any more extra attack runes, which they are going to be able to take advantage of at this point. Okay, we do have damage over there, so that's good. I'm just gonna clear these out because I can't have the Grace getting protection. And we did use our board wipe so that we don't see any additional damage from the Grace. Okay, drove the stones, very nice. Okay, pretty much a free board wipe there with the, what do you call it? The My 10. Oops, I forgot about the nerf and damage. Still might be able to get this through. I'm gonna go next with actually this root part of our squad, stopping the Aharon. So that way we won't have our Masuras being lost. I'll take a chance here. This Justy is getting in the way because of the miss that she gives. And the silenced Aharon is not the issue. Okay, at this point we actually should have lethal, so I'm going to go with our summons over here. And then we got that over there. I'm going to go for some damage with the Yoster. And even though this Shaolin does have a death trigger to destroy one of our heroes, we should have enough damage right here. Okay, they did have some decent coverage with their heroes, it's just that they ended up trading 1-for-1 and eventually we were able to overwhelm the board. So we'll start with our Masuras this time around. And we actually have pretty nice turn 2 and 3, assuming our Masuras are still on the board. Assuming they're still on the board. So we probably just wasted that poison damage. Really just did want to open up having the damage, the destruction skill for next turn. So for something like this. Probably don't want to waste too many resources. We're going to see the silence off of the Ogre happen, most likely, because of our buffed up board with the health boost from the Yoster. And this should be okay. Probably going to go here instead. It's going to be close. I don't want to actually give them extra health. And I guess the problem now is that the transform of the Deadlord still allows for this floater on the board. And we're also taking additional damage off the mini Tesla Axe. I think we might be able to get away with this. Clearing out the Yuri. Okay, we drew out the stones. Okay, we got a Grace over here, so not too bad. Clear that out. I'm going to drop the move over here, so that way the Grace can't get easy shots at our heroes. Okay, probably going to end up losing now, though, because of their Yoster. We don't have a way to clear through. Could we potentially do this? So I'm not going to see too much support given. I'm going to place this Grace over here on B3 behind the My 10. We got some health back off of our witches being destroyed. Let's see. We might still have... Oh, never mind. Alright, yeah, with the extra damage off of the Mushus and the Thailand Dragon Dance, we don't have the board anymore. Otherwise, we could have potentially gone for 7 extra attacks, but Just took a little bit too much damage towards the end. Alright, well I guess they're going first. Okay, starting off pretty strong there with the tiling. Okay, and no coverage this time, which is unfortunate. Guess we could have also just gone for the poison to clear out these Mushus. I still might be able to get this through, so I'm going to go there, and they're both going to be threats. I think absolutely stopping the Legion will probably be much better for us. And those heroes are poisoned anyways. Get rid of some of the Mushus. Got the Yoster silencing our male heroes. We do have 7 extra attacks on the Grace. Gonna go with the destruction skill. No death triggers on those heroes. And then gonna follow up next with most likely the let's see. No, actually, we want to take advantage of these 7 extra attacks and then also the attack boost. So I'm just gonna go for strict damage. And we'll let the 7 extra attacks go because there were a ton of heroes being destroyed. And then we'll also let the attack boost happen to our other heroes. Pretty quick battle, but there were a lot of summons that we had to deal with. Ooh, that is very strong. Very strong. Okay, probably just gonna actually have to take care of their heroes first before going for damage. And I don't know if we'll actually have the battle here. Especially with a level 29 Alexandria. Oh, and we're also taking Drogon damage. Wow, that's very strong. Could attempt. I'm actually going to change this up and go with our own Deathlord to stop some of these heroes. Get that poison damage going. And as you can see, the extra damage happening. Yep. Alright, so there's the lethal with the Vixen combo. And our heroes would have been frozen anyways, even if we didn't take that lethal damage. Alright, so they got these puppets going on with the Madame Lotrix. Probably shouldn't have used that poison rune, especially since those 2 puppets are out here. Damage over there. I'm gonna play it slow and just get rid of the Grace. The puppets aren't really that much of an issue, especially the one here on B5 being blocked by the other puppet. I'm gonna go with and pretty nice board clear after the transform. Okay, don't want to use up the Yoster quite yet. And it also allows us to set it for a board wipe in a cleaner way. Let's go here. Deadlord on D2. Okay, just clearing out the High Tinker. Alright, triggering the silence, so that's good. Okay, this is actually a good time for us to do the poison, because I do want to get rid of this Tesla X. I'm going to go with the Santa to transform, instead of going for the Yoster on the Shamuna. Just because we can get rid of the Shamuna and not have to worry about the shards, and then also the... I don't really like the soft block against the Shamuna, just because this exactly would have happened, the Grace behind. Okay, we can probably take 1 more hit of damage. I don't want to go for the board wipe now because then we're just going to have an entirely weak board. So I'm just going to go with the Groot over here on B3 to silence both the Aharon and the Grace. Okay, and even with the extra strict damage at this point, we're just going to go with Destruction Skill. Follow up next with the Call of Witches. Then just start with Sora on top. Alright, so if we had 1 extra copy, would have been fine. At this point, though, it shouldn't matter. We'll just do 1 more summon. To destroy our own Yoster for some damage. And there we go. Alright, let's keep going over here. Okay, not too bad. Could potentially set up for the Grace, but I don't quite know what we're facing. We could actually just tap in to their squad and see what they're using, but I think this should be fine. Just gonna go in straight combat instead. What's gonna do the Groot over here on D4? If we had an extra spot, we could have gone for the transform, but this is fine. And we actually should have lethal. Ooh, not even this turn. We do have we have this extra health because of the My 10 giving health whenever one of our heroes are destroyed. Okay, and I guess they didn't go stones for whatever reason. Fine with me. Okay, not bad. So got a couple more battles left. So they're starting first. Got a pretty strong shear shell over here. Just gonna go with the Santa just to transform it. There is a chance that we could have wiped out their whole board with the My 10, but there's still other things that we need to take care of. Here. That's actually bad now. Maybe. Okay, yeah, we're looking to draw a Deadlord next turn, but now we've taken too much damage. I could have just went with the Yoster on turn 3 to silence the Aharon. Probably would have been a better play, because then we could still also build the board. Whereas if you're just playing the Groot with nothing to back up, then you're just playing defense. Not really the best boards, especially when we're only left with the bottom Masura copy. Okay, well, even having this single zombie, that does allow us to go for a board wipe. So let's clear these out, and it's gonna make the most sense. Probably, I'm actually gonna go small here, because this is still a pretty long battle because of the amount of health still left on the Warlord. Again, not trying to commit too much to the board because we do have quite a long way to go. This should be the Deadlord over here on C2. We're gonna see the counterattack happen on the Shimuna, and that's fine. The My 10 doesn't really need to stay on the board. Okay, is that over there? Guess we can go for the 2-for-1 here with the Grace against the 2 Graces. Or the Grace and the zombie, rather. Alright, so we drew out the silence, and now we drew out the stones. Probably going to see one strong range here. This is fine. Do we have anything here? A little short on lethal. Gonna go with, let's see, actually, you know what? We're gonna go with the Call the Witch. We're gonna be giving them some health back. And I'm gonna follow up next with the Yoster over here on A1. A little weaker witches just because of the Miss Lapin with the negative attack. But we should be able to set up for a good board wipe here. Or at least a lot of damage to that board. My 10 cleared out the rest of the stuff. Okay, we got the Villanova Mad Genius here, giving some health back to the Warlord. Gonna just... I'll take him out instead here with the Santa once again. So another Dead Lord, that is fine. Gonna place now the Masuras, and at this point, I don't think they have anything to actually clear out the Yoster on the back row. Alright, so even with the Shimuna out here, we do have lethal just because of the open counterattack against our heroes, getting some health back off of our ally deaths, and there we go. As you can see, it's just Ogre all day in terms of League. That is disturbing, to say the least. We'll take the chance. We should not have taken the chance. I mean, the soft block against the Dominus too would have just been the Yoster, but I'd rather have just tried to win the battle right there. We'll go with the Grace over here on A1. Clear out some heroes and then buildings. And I think we might actually have lethal on next turn, assuming this all goes well. Oh, I forgot about that. Actually gonna go this way. I'm so used to playing Yoster just because of the male heroes, but instead now clearing out the Mushus, having the 7 extra attacks, and then also guarding the Grace was the quick counter to the tiling Dragon Dance. Sure. There was a, there was a decent chance. Actually, well, there's only 25% chance that we would have actually cleared out the board there, but we would have been able to deal enough damage. Better 50% chance to at least destroy the tent off the Alexandria. Okay, same thing for them on the My 10, and that's also good to know that they are running My 10. Because then, once again, we don't want to commit too much to the board, or we want to find a way to have different health on our heroes, so that way we don't have to worry about the damage there. Whoa! Going with the York to clear out both the present and then also the Grace behind it. Let you see, do they have it? Okay, so I'm gonna go with the poison. Also gonna follow up next with the Yoster over here on A1. I actually have lethal next turn. Okay, so an attack boost over to the Sora. Got the Yoster coming out. That actually, with the silence, that actually weakens our heroes enough. We're gonna go with the destruction skill. And let's see. We'll go with the Masora over here. We're guaranteed at least an extra 200 damage this turn. And that actually should be enough for lethal, because we do have a My 10. I didn't expect that it was going to be too much. There was going to be too much help there anyways. So I guess we're just stacking on damage here. And well, there you go. So that was it for the League battles. And see a little bit of up and down in terms of the battle streaks. Alright, so we'll cover some of the changes that we did make for this time around. So first, let's go into our skin. So we're using the Spider Queen skin over here. So they have these 3 skills: the poison for some damage, second skill, kill all wounded enemies, and then the third skill is summon 4 witches. So a couple of things compared to the skin that we were using before. So as you see here, the Geisha. So we have 1 less summon off of the first skill, but in exchange, we do have ways to kind of not block ourselves. Oops, wrong one here. So in other words, the summon won't get in the way of, say, Masora. It won't get in the way of, I guess, a Dead Lord or a My 10. And I mean, you've seen some of the battles where the poison does get eaten because of the puppets being destroyed, or we already have the Yoster on the board for the setup. So sometimes this first skill actually gets rendered useless. The second skill, kill all wounded enemies, that's pretty easy to trigger. You can pretty much just trade with any hero. And then the final skill that we end up using, so the summon 4 witches, this one actually was updated in a recent update. So compared to the geisha where we were using before, the witches on the geisha only last for 1 turn. So in other words, they get summoned and then at the beginning of the next turn they get destroyed. Whereas slight change here, so the 4 witches actually do stick around for more than 1 turn. If you can take advantage of this by either, I guess you could do reborn, you could do, let's see, it does help a little bit with the Yoster, and then also you could use it as potential, let's see, I guess you can protect those heroes now with Blair. So if you give them mental shield and they'll stick around for a bit. But as you can see, some of those battles can also end pretty quickly. So yeah, so that was the Warlord skin. This is the current squad that we're using now. And you see just some pretty basic staples. We have the Yoster here, a little bit of a nerf in terms of the damage. The health boost is still pretty good. The Grace also has a little bit of a nerf because of the less damage, but the attack boost over here is good enough and still does what you need to do in terms of the damage. We were using Yorks before. Those come out and deal damage to heroes in the line. It does hurt you a little bit, but I think overall will help you more because you can usually just clear out a line. And then also get the attack boost to deal more damage. We had, I guess we should probably cover the new heroes, the ones that we put in. So one, we have the Groot. We're exchanging the damage that we can do on our squad overall in order to do silence. And the silence helps against... What we're seeing is right now Shamunas, we're seeing Aharans, we're seeing Minas. Sometimes we'll see the Tinkers. And there are also other heroes that we want to hit too. Some flying heroes, maybe, was it Grimory Nightchild? Angelias are also good. Overall, good silencer. Not really too much synergy with the squad, but again, it's nice to have as a tool. And then we also put in the Evil Santa. This one here we use primarily because of the transform skill. They do have these other 2 skills that do help for older heroes, which could help in a pinch. It does have some block stats, but really we're just using this transform. And that will allow us to pretty much clear out any hero that we can attack that doesn't have evasion. So for example, where we'll see large Dominuses with health, we'll see the Harn does have evasion, but there is the Shadow Shamuna as mentioned. Can also hit a boosted Yoster. Yeah, that's really it. I guess we'll have to sink some more attack into him. Let me actually see how deep that goes. Wow, you need quite a lot. Yeah, well, you need at least one more reborn in order to get some decent stats on him. So yeah, so those are the heroes in the squad. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more for, I guess, this couple of weeks, and we'll see how it goes. Do have some room to improve them, and also some ways to improve the strategy. But I'm liking this. Probably might switch back to Geisha just because we might need the extra hero, but you never know. So yeah, so those are the league battles, and we'll check back in probably in a couple weeks and see what the meta is starting to look like again, and then make changes from there. So yeah, so this is Happy Splasher, signing off.